Good morning, students. So, as we were studying chapter number 6, changes around us. So, in this chapter, we have learned about the two types of changes: reversible changes. Changes that can be reversed are called reversible changes. Changes that can be reversed are called reversible changes. Example: an ice can melt into water, and water on again freezing can change into ice. So this can be example of reversible changes. Then we looked at irreversible changes. So changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible changes. Example: if a paper is burned, it gets converted into ash, but an ash cannot be again converted into a paper. Next example, we have seen physical changes. So a change in the physical form of substance and in which no new substance are formed. That is, only if there is a change in the shape, size and state of a substance, then such type of changes are called the physical changes. Changes in which only the shape, size and the state of a change objects are changed, then such type of changes are called physical changes. And in physical changes, new substance are formed. Example: breaking of ceramic cup, tearing of the paper, folding of the paper. These all comes under the physical changes, because in this only the shapes of the paper or the state will be changed, but the object will remain the same. Now today we will study about new type of change that is called a chemical change. A change in which new substance are formed. Remember this, a change in which new substances are formed. Then such type of changes in which new substances are formed with new properties that are different from the properties of a original substance. That are different from the properties from an original substance. Such changes are called a chemical change. Example: when we burn a paper, the paper get converted into ash, and ash is totally different from a paper. Have you seen a paper? Whenever you burn a paper, the paper after burning gets converted into ash. This ash is totally different from the original paper. So burning of a paper or burning of wood or coal, rusting of iron, cooking of food, these all can be the example of the chemical changes. Some more example of the chemical changes. We can see burning of a candle wax. See, this is a very important line. Burning of a candle wax is a chemical change because it releases carbon dioxide and water, whereas melting of a candle is a physical change. When a candle melt, only the wax is melted, and the wax get changed in the shape of the candle undergo a change in shape. But when the candle burns, it releases carbon dioxide and water, that is a new substance, and thus new substance, carbon dioxide and water are produced. Then it is known as a chemical change. Next, answer the following. Melting is known as ice or water. Melting, ice into water. Chemical change, paper into ash. Evaporation, water into water vapor. Freezing, water into ice. Condensation, water vapor into water. Now we will look at another exercise. Fill in the blanks. The lighting of a candle wax is a physical or chemical change, so it is a physical change. Burning of a candle is a chemical change, while melting of a candle wax is a physical change. The ripening of a fruit is an example of irreversible change and a physical change, because the fruit remain the same and it cannot, no new product are formed, but you cannot reverse the ripened fruit into the raw fruit. Rusting of iron and spoiling of milk are chemical change. Rusting of iron and spoiling of milk are chemical changes. Making curd from milk is a irreversible change. Making curd from a milk is a irreversible change. Growth of a puppy into a dog is an example of a irreversible change. Growth of a puppy into a dog is an example of an irreversible change. Now we will see our new topic, expansion and contraction. What is meant by expansion? Expansion means to elongate, means to expand. What is the meaning of expansion? Expansion means to expand, whereas contraction means to squeeze. It means to contract. The process of expanding of some object is known as expansion. So why expansion is caused? Expansion of most of the thing is caused due to the heating. Expansion of most of the thing is caused due to the heating. Heating causes most of the things to expand, whereas cooling causes most of the things to shrink or contract. The amount of expansion is different in solid, liquid and gases. There is a lot of difference between the expansion and contraction in solid, liquid and gas. Expansion is maximum in gases, less in liquid and least in the solid. Expansion is maximum in gas, less in liquid and least in solid. Gases expand more on heating, whereas liquid expand less on heating, whereas solid very less or no expansion is there on heating. Yes, they expand, but they expand to a very certain limit. That is why expansion is very less in solid. Now we will learn about expansion in solids. So you have seen in the railway track consists of a, see, this is a railway track, these both are railway track. So railway tracks are made up of a metal rail. See, this is a metal rail. Railway tracks are made of a metal rail, and some amount of gap is kept in between them, and some amount, see this, you can see this gap, some amount of gap is kept in between them. This gap is called expansion joint. This gap is called expansion joint. Why this gap is kept? This gap allows space for expansion. Whenever the train continuously passes on it, this rails get heated, this metal rails get heated, and due to the heat, this rails get expanded. These rails get expanded, and to avoid them from getting cracked, this expansions took place, and this expansion joints are made to prevent it from getting cracked, to prevent them to getting cracked. Another example, you can see a metal lid of a jam jar. Whenever metal lid of a jam jar is very difficult to open, the lid, what we used to keep it in a hot water. Why you used to keep in a hot water? Because as we keep it in a hot water, the metal lid absorbs the heat from the hot water. The metal lid absorbs the heat from the hot water and thus expand and loses from the jam jar. Another example, another topic is expansion in liquid. We all have seen the thermometer whenever we go to doctor and when we are having fever. So what does the doctor do? Doctor uses thermometer to measure our temperature. So how does the thermometer works? Actually, thermometer consists of metal inside it. This metal is called mercury. What is this metal called? This metal is called mercury. So whenever doctor puts this mercury, this thermometer in our mouth or under armpits, so due to the heat of our body, this mercury gets melted. This mercury gets melted and rises up. This mercury gets melted and rises up. And how much our body temperature is there up till that temperature, the mercury gets melted and reaches to a certain point. Suppose if our body is having a temperature of 95 degrees, so where this mercury point will go? This mercury point will go till 95 degree. So this shows that our body temperature is 95 degree. So this is expansion in liquid, that is liquids expand on heating and rises up, and thus mercury works on the thermometer works on the criteria of the melting of a mercury, and due to which mercury expands and rises up, thus indicating the temperature of the body. Next, expansion in gases. So we have already seen whenever we blow a balloon, and when we blow a balloon and we keep it in a sun, you see after some time the balloon get burst. Why does this happen? So this happen as whenever we blow the balloon, air gets filled inside the balloon, and when we keep the balloon outside in the sun, the temperature rises, and due to the rise in the temperature, the gases expand, and when the gases expand and the balloon does not support the expansion of the gases, so the balloon get burst. This shows that there is an expansion in the gases when the balloon is kept in the sun. So here is the ending of the chapter. You once read the chapter and go through the exercise, and exercise I will give, and for the question answer I will give you in a PDF.